So in this video, I want to take some time and look back at my life as a teenage robot, because this was another show that I used to watch on Nickelodeon all the time that I thought was very underrated. And I'm glad that there's still people out there showing their love for this series, because I've run across a couple videos on YouTube when it came to people showing their appreciation for this show, and I also stumble across a couple other posts online. So it's nice to see that there's still love in the air for this series, and I'm just super excited to talk about it in this video because there's just various topics that I want to go over when it comes to my life as a teenage robot. So if you guys have anything you want to say about the series, like when it comes to your overall experience with this show, be sure to let me know, as always, in the comment section down below. So the first thing I do want to talk about when it comes to my life as a teenage robot is I want to talk about the story of the show, like explaining exactly what my life as a teenage robot is all about. So when it comes to this series, it's set in the vibrant town of Tremorton, and it follows the adventures of Jenny Wakeman, also known as XJ9. And even as a kid, I still called her Jenny. That's just what really stuck out to me. I mean, yeah, I could have called her XJ9, but I was just so used to calling her Jenny as a kid, so I just stuck with that. And she was a teenage robot created by Dr. Nora Wakeman, and the reason why she was built is to protect Earth from various threats. And we see throughout the series that Jenny struggles to balance her superhero responsibilities with her desire to experience a normal teenage life. And adding on to that, the series also captures Jenny's journey as she navigates through high school, the different kinds of friendships that she experiences, and also the challenges of fitting in while also keeping the world safe from danger. So talking about like what the story was about there, it kind of reminded me of another character that I'm familiar with as well, that I also happen to be a really big fan of, and that's Peter Parker. Because if you guys ever seen like any of these Spider-Man cartoons or read any of these Spider-Man comics or watched the movies, you know that Peter Parker goes through the exact same things, because Peter Parker himself wants to live a normal life as well, but because of him being Spider-Man, he also has responsibilities of being Spider-Man as well. That's why I made a comparison to Jenny, because Jenny's going through the exact same thing within my life as a teenage robot, where she just wants to live her life as a teenager, but she also has to deal with all these different kinds of criminals coming her way whenever the world is in danger. And now I want to take some time to talk about Jenny's character development within my life as a teenage robot, because it's just very interesting to see how she grows as a character throughout the series, and also just seeing her interactions with various characters within the show itself. Because throughout the series, Jenny evolves from a robot who's eager to prove herself into a more self-assured individual who just embraces her dual identity. And it shows with her relationship with her friends like Brad and Tuck, where they grow a deeper connection as they support her through various challenges that she experiences. And with Jenny's interactions throughout the show as well, especially when it comes to her creator, Dr. Wakeman, it also reveals a touching dynamic when it comes to the mother and daughter relationship between the two, which also highlights her growth from a naive robot to a confident person who understands the complexities of both a human world and also a robot world as well. And it's just really nice just to see, as I said, how Jenny progresses as a character throughout the show, because at first, when you first get introduced to her, she's not really like aware of her surroundings, and she doesn't really know how to approach certain situations. But because of the guidance from her friends and because of the guidance of her mother, it helps shape her into a better person. And that's something that I could really appreciate as I was watching this series. And probably one of my favorite things when it comes to like a lot of movies or books or TV shows or whatever the case may be, one of my favorite things that I always love talking about when it comes to that is the themes and messages that's being shown to us within the show itself, because it's just always a fun topic to discuss, especially when it comes to all of these different kinds of shows that we have out there. And with this show itself, it dives into themes of identity as we see Jenny grapple with her mechanical nature, just looking for that typical teenage life. And friendship is also a central theme within this series itself, where it just shows her bonds with Brad and Tuck, who accept her for who she truly is, which is a great thing to show when it comes to displaying their friendship. And the series also explores independence and self-discovery as Jenny learns to make her own choices and starts to understand her place in the world when it comes to balancing her duties with her personal desires. And that's a great thing to see as we're watching this show, because it's just nice to really sit there and just, as I mentioned before with the character development, just watch all of these things evolve throughout the show. It's just really great to see when you're looking from episode 1 all the way until the very last episode, just to see how different these characters are now. And I also want to talk about the cultural impact and reception that My Life as a Teenage Robot received when it was originally airing all those years ago, back in 2003 when it first came out. Because upon its release, My Life as a Teenage Robot was just praised for its innovative premise, and also because it had a strong female protagonist. And despite it only having a short run, the show developed a dedicated fan base and remains a beloved cult favorite, which is something that I mentioned earlier in the video, which I'm very happy for, because there's a lot of series out there that get forgotten about a lot of the time. But I'm really happy that My Life as a Teenage Robot is still there in a lot of people's minds. And also because of its influence, it could be seen in later animations featuring like these other strong, relatable female leads. And it just continues to be celebrated for its contributions in the early 2000s, especially in the early 2000s pop culture. And lastly, I want to talk about like my own personal reflections with the series, especially when it comes to like a lot of childhood memories that I shared with the show growing up, because I always want to take some time to show a lot of love and appreciation for a lot of the series that I cover on this channel, and My Life as a Teenage Robot is no different. Because if I took some time to reflect on My Life as a Teenage Robot and remember like how Jenny struggled to balance her superhero life with her normal teenage life, it definitely like resonated with me as well, especially when I was trying to understand her as a character and learn everything that she went through. And when I took the time to experience this show in full, when I was watching it from when it originally aired all the way until the very last episode. And I just also love the show's blend of action, humor, and there was just a lot of relatable themes that just made it a significant part of my childhood, which is something that I always love looking back at. And I also remember one episode especially that definitely stood out to me when it came to me watching this show that left a lasting impression, which was the Raggedy Android episode. Because within that episode itself, it just illustrated Jenny's heartfelt journey to just belong in the world, which is something that we followed ever since the very first episode. And the series not only entertained me, it also provided a lot of valuable lessons that I picked up on, like identity, like discovering who you truly are as a person, and also friendship as well when it comes to showing Brad, Tuck, and Jenny's relationship within the show, just showing how great of friends that they are. And just looking back at everything that I talked about in this video reminded me just how fun My Life as a Teenage Robot was, because I just loved the world of Jenny. I always loved seeing how she balanced her life as a heroine, but also as a teenager as well. So it was very interesting to see how she adapted into those different environments, and just also seeing the different kinds of adventures that she goes on, and seeing her progress more as a character, and seeing all these different kinds of themes and messages that's being shown to us as we're watching the show, and just looking at the impact that this series has had, even with it only having 6 years for its time span when it was out on Nickelodeon. It's just crazy to think that even though this show isn't around anymore, it's still loved by a lot of fans, and that's something that I could really appreciate. And it's something that I'm always going to cherish, like especially knowing how I'm an adult now. It's always going to be something that I can always look back at every single time and be like, okay, this was one of the shows that came out when I was very young, and it's a show that I can always look back and say, you know what, that show was really cool. I had a lot of fun watching it, and I'm really glad that it was also a part of my childhood. Other than that, that's honestly all I have to really say about My Life as a Teenage Robot in this video. Like, I just mainly wanted to make this video just gathering all my thoughts on the show, and I'm hoping that you guys also have a couple things that you guys want to say as well, because it's always very interesting to see other people's thoughts when it comes to various things out there, especially when it comes to all these different kinds of cartoons that we grew up watching as kids. So I'm definitely very interested to see exactly what sort of thoughts that you have on my life as a teenage robot, like when it comes to your relationship with the series, your favorite characters, or just a memory that you want to share with me when it comes to you and my life as a teenage robot. Just let me know all of your thoughts, as always, in the comment section down below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, as always, be sure to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And if you guys want to follow me on my social media, be sure to check out my Twitter, my Instagram, my Facebook page, and my TikTok. All of that is located in the description below. And also, if you guys want to be notified whenever I upload a new video on the channel, be sure to click on that bell down below so you guys don't miss an upload. But other than that, I hope all of you guys are having a fantastic day, wherever the day may be, if it's the daytime, the nighttime, or the evening. And I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, peace out.